I need that music everywhere I go. It's like Tourmaline's coming, and then, um, right? So I want to say thank you so much. I'm really honored to be here. I wanted to kind of ground tonight in a bit of a historical context, one that Marsha imagined and dreamed and fought and organized and basked in, that led to all of us being together tonight. My journey with the Stonewall Community Foundation began over 15 years ago, back in 2009, when I was an organizer for welfare rights with Queers for Economic Justice. Yeah, okay, some people know, okay. QEJ. Even then, I was dreaming of freedom, collective freedom for all of us. My personal freedom to imagine a life centered around art, activism, and care. Stonewall believed in those dreams before the world had language for them. Since then, Stonewall has continued to support my work and our communities. In 2019, I was honored with a Vision Award, and more recently with the Black Futures Fund, which supported my research, legal work, and interviews for Marsha, the first definitive biography of Marsha P. Johnson that just this week became a bestseller nationwide. And it's that kind of support, ongoing, intergenerational, rooted in love, that has allowed me to tell stories that would otherwise go untold. Marsha used to hustle 4 blocks away from where we are tonight, right? In 1963, when she was 18, she moved from Elizabeth, New Jersey, and got a job at Child's Restaurant as a waitress, where she met a 13-year-old Sylvia Rivera, right, who left her home when she was 11, and who Sylvia said, Marsha plugged in the light for me. Marsha was a mother to an entire generation of young people who were made to feel deeply unsafe and misunderstood where they lived, so they hit the streets. Marsha used to rent for these young people hourly hotels. She used to call them hot spring hotels, because whether it was summer, winter, spring, or fall, you couldn't crack a window and the room was boiling. And in those spaces, she asked her sisters and her loved ones to dream beyond the harsh conditions that they were immediately faced with as soon as they stepped outside. Back in those days, if you were a trans person, you couldn't go outside living authentically without the risk of being put in jail. But Marsha knew those spaces of sanctuary and relief were necessary to dream the world that she urgently knew we deserved, right? And so we are inheriting in that, and we're reveling in that. Marsha is more than a biography. It is an extension of that freedom dream. It's about recentering the lives of Black trans people, not only in history books, but in the story of how we survive, how we organize, how we look at a condition and know, actually, Supreme Court, you don't get to determine how I feel about me, right? It's about how we create art and kinship and possibility in a world that too often tries to erase us. Marsha taught us all. Marsha taught us that resilience can be glamorous, right? I think we know how much beauty and glamour is central to our feeling of being fully alive anywhere we go. One of my favorite interviews with Marsha B. Johnson is 1979. She's talking to Steve Watson, a journalist, and saying, oh, I'm going up to the department stores and I'm taking all my girlies there. We're gonna do our makeup for free because we know to turn a look and leave the store reminds us of our beauty when no one else knows about it. So it's with that knowing that Marsha showed us to live in a world as if we're already free, that we're here tonight, celebrating Stonewall Community Foundation's Vision Awards. Stonewall Community Foundation has helped me do this work. You don't just invest in a project or in a moment when you invest in Stonewall Community Foundation. You invest in this vision, in Marsha's vision, one that has carried me from grassroots organizing to film, to the page, and to stages like this. So thank you for every year, Stonewall Community Foundation, that you stood beside me, for every grant, every yes, every signal that our lives, our art, and our history matter. And thank you for continuing to build a world where Black trans visionaries like Marsha and like all of us can thrive. Thank you.